President Joe Biden got some troubling news from New York Times/Siena College poll, as 63% of Hispanics disapprove of Biden. As we reported earlier this week, nearly two-thirds of Democrats don't want Biden to run again in 2024. If Democrats lose the majority of Hispanics due to their failed policies, inflation, as well as their tax and climate agenda, they will not only lose the House but also lose the Senate in the midterms. One of the biggest reasons Hispanics might disapprove of Biden is due to the southern border crisis. As Congresswoman Mayra Flores, RTX, said, "The cartel has taken over. You cannot cross illegally unless you pay thousands and thousands of dollars. And yes, there's children and women coming into our country. But also a lot of horrible people, terrorists also coming into our country, putting the American people in danger. We do have a serious problem, but I do put the blame on the Biden administration. Legal immigrants naturally want to see people coming to the United States legally. But due to the Biden administration not continuing the Remain in Mexico policy, it seems like a slap in the face to legal immigrants." When Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, DNY, pushes her Green New Deal climate agenda and bashes capitalism while praising socialism, Hispanics, specifically in Florida and Texas, do not approve of that type of rhetoric. The Cubans in Miami will not vote for a candidate that advocates for socialism. As we saw Biden lose in Florida in 2020, due to the far-left rhetoric, if Ock ever decides to run for president, she should forfeit campaigning in Florida because she will have very little chance of winning in that state. Los Angeles might be seeing a shift as well. The final demographics of the Los Angeles mayoral race have not been released yet, but the polls showed billionaire businessman Rick Caruso winning the Hispanic vote over Congresswoman Karen Bass. The reason for that could be because Bass once praised murderous dictator Fidel Castro, and in 1973, she traveled to Cuba with the Venceremos Brigade. This group organized yearly trips to Cuba for young, leftist Americans for half a century. Although both candidates are Democrats, Caruso is a moderate, center-of-the-road, tough-on-crime Democrat compared to the far-left approach of Bass. So the shift in Hispanic voters seems to be happening across the country, especially in 3 of the most populated states. In 2020, Biden won 65% of Hispanic voters, which was a big part of his general election victory. If the Democrats lose the Hispanic base in 2022, which the polls indicate, there will likely be a red wave in November.